Hey guys, I don't have too many failures in gardening these days. I've learned pretty much what not to do, so things work out pretty good. But once in a while something doesn't go the way I expected, and I have to stop and do some thinking and try to figure out what went wrong to make sure that I don't repeat the same mistake again. Right here I got a situation where I should have known better, but I didn't think it was all that big a deal. I got a section of my corn right in here. I got green over there, green over here, and I got a block right here that's yellow and stunted. Generally, that can be too much water. Heavy rains flooded this spot. That's not a problem here. Drained very well, so no, it's not that. Maybe it didn't get enough fertilizer. I know for sure I fertilized all of these rows the same, so that's not it either. So I got to thinking about what was here last year. Got a picture right here that I'll show you from last year. I had strawberries over there. Then I had, I think, 4 or 5 rows of tomatoes. And in this section right here, I had some peppers, both hot and sweet. And midsummer, to try to hold the moisture in, I had this bright idea that I would come and I would put sawdust around the base of the plants. Just like I did my strawberries over here, I got sawdust to try to keep the weeds and stuff down. I put sawdust around these peppers. It worked pretty well. I had peppers way late into the year, so from that standpoint of holding in the moisture, that was a pretty good idea. Here's a video from earlier this year when I was disking up this spot, and you can clearly see the one section that had the sawdust in it. What happened is, as I tilled in, mixed in that sawdust into the soil, it's there now decomposing, breaking down, sucking the nitrogen out of the ground, and there's nothing there for the corn. On both sides of these rows, it's nice and green where the fertilizer had time to sit there and do its thing. Right in here where I'm standing, that sawdust is in the ground, taking the nitrogen away from the corn. I get a lot of people telling me, hey man, you need to go put wood chips on your garden. Cover it with wood chips, you'll never have to weed again. Instant compost tea, just call the tree company, tell them bring you 4 or 5 loads of wood chips, put on your garden. Let me tell you something, folks. The day you see a tree truck pull up here with fresh wood chips and start dumping on my garden will be the day I quit gardening. I'm not going to screw up my soil like that. I would much rather take the good stuff, the residue from these plants, till that back in, take the manure, compost and stuff, put that in here. That way I can use the soil the way that I want to use it. Once you put those wood chips there, there's a point of no return pretty much. You have made your bed, now you're going to sleep in it because you can't begin to work that soil that's up under there. All you have is your whatever your crappy soil may be and some wood chips on top. It's going to take a long time for those things to break down. Something else, a lot of people think the wood chips is the answer. If you go back and watch that film where Paul Gauchi was in Back to Eden, I don't think very few people actually caught this part. He's got aged wood chips that he's putting on his garden, and he's supplementing that with composted chicken manure. That's the key. He's feeding those plants from the chicken manure as well as holding in the moisture and getting the minerals and stuff from the wood chips. Wood chips alone are not the holy grail to gardening. Anybody out there looking to take the easy route, thinking, well, all I got to do is cover my garden with wood chips and I'll never have to weed again, I don't have to worry about fertilizing, you're going to go hungry. You're going to go hungry in a bad way because it ain't going to work. And everybody has an opinion on this subject. I just gave you mine. I would much prefer to build the soil. If I'm going to put wood chips or something out here, it's going to be wood chips that are 3, 4, 5 years old, pretty well broken down, almost to the soil state. Maybe put some leaves out here so they break down a whole lot faster. I'm not going to put anything out here that just come out of the tree. In order for that stuff to decompose, it needs nitrogen to break down. It's going to take it away from your plants. If you want to use wood chips as a mulch, hey, go for it. Just remember, if you use it in a row garden like this, whether it be the wood chips or fresh sawdust, either one, or even older sawdust, if you decide you want to till it in and mix that soil up, the next year you need to double up on the nitrogen because whatever you put in the ground tilled in is going to eat it up. So what I'm going to do is learn from this mistake, make sure I don't do any mulching out here with anything that I want to till into the soil and have problems with. And I'm going to go get me some nitrogen. I'm going to fertilize this corn again the way it should be. See if I can get it caught up with the rest of it and not make that mistake again. So hope that was helpful. Y'all take care. Lord willing, I'll see you next time. If you found this video to be helpful, informative, entertaining, or just downright funny, don't forget to subscribe.